Okay, this is the video for nose number one. So the first thing we are going to start with is the tip of the nose. And so in order to start with this first nose, I'm going to draw the shape for the tip. And then once we have this area, we kind of have almost like this 45-degree angle that will lead into the area of the wing of the nose that will cover the entryway into the nostrils. And once we have this angle right here, we're going to have a line that drops down just a little bit. And so, one thing to keep in mind with the nose is you want to try and keep it fairly symmetrical. So, the left and right side should essentially mirror each other for the most part. Now, one thing that we're going to see with this nose is that where the bottom of the nose is, where we have the tip, the bottom part of the wing of the nose, it's not going to come down past this line. It's not even going to come to this line. So there's going to be a little bit of a space between here and where the tip of the nose is. And then once you have the line for the wing of the nose, it's going to curve up slightly. And so this shape can be different for different types of noses. So, but the shape that we're working with, it's kind of like on this side, the right side, like the letter C, but maybe a little bit kind of stretched out or taller. And then on this side, it's basically going to be like a backwards letter C. And right now, the tip of the nose is kind of angular. I need to kind of round that just a little bit. So once we're working with the nose, we're really just working with these lines, and then everything else is really up to the tortillion in terms of adding the values. So I'm going to use my tortillion, and then we're going to start blending these values in. And one thing with the nose, you want to think about the shape of it. So with the wings of the nose, these are going to curve like this. The tip of the nose, the values are going to curve like this, and then they're going to kind of curve up. Once you get to the bridge of the nose, which is in here, and then the root of the nose, which we can't see in this particular photo, these lines are going to curve like that. So just things you want to keep in mind. So I need to increase the darkness in some of these values just so I have more graphite on my tortillion. So let me go ahead and just lightly put in some of these shadows. So you're going to have this like darker shadow underneath the nose. And I'm going to blend these in. And so the lighting with this particular nose, the lighting is hitting the face straight on. And we can tell because there's this highlight right here on the tip of the nose. And so as you're working with this particular nose, we want to include all the values around the nose also. So that'll help provide some context in terms of the shape of the nose and the rest of the face that we're working with. So, like I said, the lighting is it's hitting the face straight on. So there's going to be a highlight right in this area, which will leave a little bit of that white paper. But for the most part, we're going to have value everywhere else on the nose and the rest of the face. Now, one thing we also want to avoid is we want to avoid some of these like really dark outlines. So as I go back through and kind of touch things up, the wings of the nose, this has a dark outline to it. We want that to look more like a shadow, not like a just kind of a hard pencil line. So again, I can get my 4B pencil and then I'm going to put a little more value right here. So it's where the bridge of the nose leads into the wings. So there's a little bit of value in there. Just going to put those pencil marks down and then blend them in. So also think about pressure and the amount of pressure you're applying to the paper. So as you're working around the bridge of the nose, make sure that you're using more of a diagonal line, not a vertical line. And then we kind of curve the lines like this, almost in an arc or curved fashion. I just need to add a little more value on the edges of the nostril wings, maybe a little bit more underneath the nose to help shape it, form it a little better. And need to add a little bit more right here. Now, for the nose to really take its form, I'm going to apply my values around the nose. And I'll probably need to increase that dark shadow underneath the nose also. Now, with this particular nose, we can't see inside the nostrils, so don't try and draw like a big circle right here or anything. So again, even working with your tortillions, think about pressure and the amount of pressure that you're using, because that can make a difference in when you're trying to form something like this with pencil. And just a few more values on the tip of the nose where it's a little bit darker. I'm just very lightly putting pressure down. And then I'll just blend that just a little bit. To redarken this just a little, because remember, anytime you blend darker pencil marks, that dark value is going to lighten up just a little. So sometimes you just have to go back over it. Okay, so there is nose number one.